This is another one of my favorite, I love the Bible. I can't believe how it all fits together. So here's what's awesome here, okay? So you go back to the garden, and what do they lose? What they lose in the garden is access to the face of the Father. In the garden, they walk with him as in the cool of the day, side by side as a friend. We lose the face of the Father because sin separates, okay? So then you fast forward to Moses. This is going to be really important. It's all going to tie together. Moses, the Bible says, is the only guy who talked face to face with God, quote, as with a friend. But we know that language is mitigated because Moses actually has this moment where he's with God. He just almost blurts out, show me your glory. And you guys remember what God says to him. He's like, man, there's a lot of things I can do for you, Mo. There's one thing I can't do. I can't show you my face. And he says, because no man shall see my face and live. And it's one of my favorite passages of the whole Old Testament. If you remember what he does, that's when God takes Moses and he sticks him literally in his hand, puts him in the cleft of a rock, covers him with his hand. The Hebrew literally says that God turns his back to Moses and causes his, quote, hind parts to pass in front of Moses. And then instead of showing him his face, he declares verbally his glory. Moses, who the Bible says it prophesies forward about Jesus. It says when Moses dies, it's prophesied someday there will come again a prophet like me, Moses says, who speaks with God face to face as a man with a friend. But remember, Moses was not allowed two things in his life. He was not allowed to see God's face, and because of Moses' disobedience, he struck the rock instead of speaking to it. Moses was never allowed to enter into the promised land. All right, now, I love this so much. So then you fast forward to John chapter 1. And the Bible literally says right here, it says, man, and then the Word became flesh. And then it says, we have seen his glory. Glory as of the only Son from the Father. So Jesus is the glory of God. In fact, if you go back to the 10 Commandments, the second commandment is, don't make any graven images. Don't make any images of me. The reason that God commanded don't make any images of me is he was saying, don't make any images because someday I'm going to send one. When people are looking at the face of Jesus, they are looking at the face of God. Okay, bro, this is where it gets pretty amazing.
I'm excited.
So then you fast forward to the transfiguration. All right, so Jesus goes up on the mountain. He brings 3 dudes with him, Peter, James, and John. What they record is they see Jesus' face, quote, transformed like lightning. And they see the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. And then 2 dudes appear on the top of the mountain. By the way, the mountain was Mount Hermon, which is inside the promised land. The 2 dudes who see the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ are Moses and Elijah.
Yeah.
And so thousands of years later, after Moses was denied 2 things. Moses, I'm real sorry. You can't see my face and you can't go into the promised land. And then in Jesus, Moses is on that mountain and he's 2 things. He's seeing the face of God in the glory of Jesus Christ. And guess where he is? He's in the promised land.
Well, oh man.
It's amazing, bro. The Bible is
It's amazing.
amazing.